Cortisol face is blowing up on TikTok right now. Everyone's diagnosing themselves, panicking about their puffy faces, doing ice baths, stacking supplements, and completely rebuilding their routines. And honestly, I was that everyone also. So naturally, I went down a rabbit hole researching this topic, reading studies, listening to doctors and dermatologists and stress experts, trying to figure out what was actually real. And what I discovered is that true quote unquote cortisol face, the actual medical condition associated with Cushing's syndrome, is actually very rare. What most people are experiencing is stress-related puffiness, inflammation, poor recovery, fluid retention, and lifestyle overload. And yes, that part is real. We've talked a lot about how lifestyle affects appearance, how your sleep changes your face, how posture changes your face, and how diet changes your face. So it makes complete sense that chronic stress can affect your appearance also. It might not be the dramatic quote unquote moon face that everyone is showing online, but the subtle changes are still real and still significant nonetheless. You wake up puffy, your face looks dull, you have jaw tension, and you're breaking out from all of the stress. And so all of this is to say that your face isn't necessarily betraying you, it's your body trying to communicate with you. Welcome back to our Glow Up channel. Today we're breaking down what cortisol face actually is, how to tell if your puffiness, your inflammation, or whatever your concern is actually stress related, and more importantly, how to fix it through lifestyle changes so that you're not just panicking. Because contrary to what the internet tells you, you probably do not need a 15-step morning routine, expensive supplements, and a freezer full of ice rollers. You most likely need recovery. And the good news is that your body is incredibly adaptable, which means if stress can affect your appearance, supportive habits can improve it also. Let's get right into it, starting with understanding what's actually happening in your body. Because before we talk about solutions, it always helps to understand what cortisol actually does. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone produced by the adrenal glands. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol to help you handle the situation. According to the Endocrine Society, cortisol helps regulate energy, metabolism, inflammation, blood sugar, and sleep-wake cycles. So cortisol itself is not bad. You need cortisol to function normally. In fact, some stress is actually beneficial. For example, when you work out, that stress on your body triggers recovery and you build muscle. Or microneedling, where you intentionally stress your skin and the healing response creates better skin. The problem happens when stress becomes chronic and your body never gets a recovery window. That's why overtraining is a thing, and that's why you don't microneedle every single day. And when that happens, when your stress becomes too chronic, your system gets stuck in survival mode and it stops prioritizing restoration. The first step of survival is always hoarding resources. Your body will begin to hoard water that it thinks it needs, which creates fluid retention, which can cause facial puffiness. It can also break down collagen because your body thinks that it needs immediate energy. And collagen is a structural protein that keeps your skin firm and elastic, but it's not immediately necessary for survival. So your body breaks down collagen to get the amino acids that it needs for more critical functions that it thinks it will need. But when collagen breaks down, your skin loses elasticity and firmness, and this is why people say stress ages you. It can also increase inflammation. This is counterintuitive because cortisol is actually anti-inflammatory in the short term, but chronic high cortisol dysregulates your immune system until it shifts towards pro-inflammatory responses, and that results in acne flare-ups, red irritated skin, and worsening of conditions like eczema and rosacea. It also disrupts sleep. Chronic cortisol, it suppresses melatonin at night, so you can't sleep well, and because your skin does most of its repair during sleep, without quality sleep, your skin looks dull and you look exhausted. It also creates muscle tension. In survival mode, your body keeps muscles tense so that it's ready to fight or flee. Your facial muscle stays contracted, your jaw muscle clenches, which is why a lot of people, they grind their teeth when stressed, and your neck and your shoulder muscles, it tightens. Over time, that overdevelops certain muscles, it deepens facial lines, and it can affect posture to the point where it can affect your overall appearance. Your overall appearance is a reflection of how well you're taking care of your body, and your body is responsive, which means when your conditions improve, your body responds positively too, and that's when the real glow up begins. Beauty sleep isn't just a saying, it's quite real. There's science and biology behind it. And so let's start with one of the biggest beauty disruptors that almost nobody takes seriously enough: sleep deprivation. You deprioritize rest for 1,001 reasons: an exam that you have to study for, work that you have to catch up on, or even binge watching a show. But sleep isn't just rest. Sleep is when your body repairs itself. According to sleep researcher Dr. Matthew Walker, author of Why We Sleep, he says that sleep is the most effective thing that we can do to reset our brain and body health each day. And yes, that includes your face and your overall appearance. When you consistently undersleep, cortisol levels stay elevated longer than they should, and at the same time, inflammation increases, skin repair slows down, fluid retention worsens, and under eye puffiness becomes significantly more noticeable. This is why after stressful nights or an extended period of poor sleep, your face suddenly looks swollen, your skin looks dull, you look tired, and your complexion seems more textured, even if your skincare routine stayed exactly the same. A study published in Clinical and Experimental Dermatology found that poor sleepers showed increased signs of skin aging, slower skin barrier recovery, and lower satisfaction with their overall appearance, which just proves how everything is so connected and how beauty sleep is quite real. And honestly, most people can feel this intuitively. You've probably experienced this: mornings where your face looks inflamed for no reason. A lot of times, your body simply hasn't recovered properly. And so instead of obsessing over depuffing hacks in the morning, focus on optimizing your sleep first. Prevention over treatment. Your sleep schedule, it doesn't have to be perfect or crazy, just realistically better, which means reducing late night scrolling, sleeping at more consistent times, lowering bright light exposure before bed, avoiding overstimulation late at night, or just keeping your room slightly cooler and darker if possible, because your nervous system, it cannot fully relax if your brain thinks that it's still in productivity mode at midnight, and no skincare products can outwork chronic exhaustion. Our next section covers chronic stress, and this is where the conversation gets a little bit deeper, because a lot of people think that stress, it only exists mentally, but stress can manifest physically too. Your body keeps a score of emotional pressure, anxiety, overthinking, burnout, overstimulation, never fully resting, and the list goes on and on. Dr. Gabor Mate, author of When the Body Says No, explains that the body says no when we cannot, meaning that unresolved stress eventually expresses itself physically, and one of the first places it often shows up is the face. Just think of how many people glow down during a bad and toxic relationship. When cortisol stays elevated long term, the body shifts into survival mode, and in survival mode, your body prioritizes staying alert, conserving energy, and responding to stress or what it thinks is a threat instead of actually recovering, instead of repair, hormonal balance, and skin regeneration. And that's why stress can affect facial puffiness, your skin quality, breakouts. This was something that I used to personally struggle with so much, where I would get so much hormonal acne. But it can also affect muscle tension and just overall energy. And here's the tricky part, because sometimes you don't realize how stressed you are until your body starts to show you, which is why stress management matters so much for beauty more than people think. And no, stress management, it doesn't mean you have to be calm 24/7 and that nothing should affect you. Simple things can genuinely help, like going out on a walk, journaling, breath work, and just physically slowing down. These tiny little habits may seem small, but neurologically they matter. Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford explains that repeated calming behaviors can regulate the nervous system and lower baseline stress responses over time, meaning that small habits repeated consistently can literally change how your body functions. Our next section covers overtraining, and this one surprises a lot of people because exercise is healthy, right? Until it becomes another stressor. Movement is incredible for circulation, for mood, to boost your metabolism, for lymphatic flow, and just overall appearance, whether it's toning your body or giving you that natural flush. But excessive exercise without proper recovery can actually increase cortisol levels, especially when combined with poor sleep habits, intense calorie restriction, emotional stress, and overworking. This is why some people reach a point where they work out constantly, and instead of looking healthier, they just start to look more exhausted. The body does not separate emotional stress from physical stress. Stress is stress. According to Dr. Stacy Sims, an exercise sociologist specializing in female health, women especially need adequate recovery because chronic high-intensity stress can disrupt hormonal balance. That doesn't mean stop exercising, it simply means exercising smarter. Balance intense workouts with walking, stretching, recovery days, or more moderate strength training, and enough hydration and nourishment, because your body, it really starts to improve and look its optimal best when it feels supported, not punished. And honestly, one of the biggest glow up mistakes that people make is trying to discipline themselves so much into beauty that it creates exhaustion. Real beauty comes from regulation, not self-destruction. Our last category covers diet, where we talk about food because yes, your diet absolutely influences inflammation and facial appearance, but not in the extreme way that social media often pushes, where you need a super restrictive anti-cortisol diet. What you actually need is stability. Highly processed food, dehydration, excessive sugar, and undereating can all increase stress on the body, and ironically, obsessing over eating quote-unquote perfectly can become another stressor itself. Nutrition researcher and dietitian Abby Sharp often talks about how chronic restriction, it creates both physical and psychological stress responses in the body. Your body wants nourishment, not punishment. So instead of extreme dieting, focus on supportive habits where you're eating enough protein, there's fiber-rich foods, omega-3 fats, fruits and vegetables, stable meal timing, and especially proper hydration. Yes, hydration matters more than people think. Even mild dehydration can affect skin elasticity, circulation, facial puffiness, and overall skin brightness. A lot of quote-unquote stress face is actually a combination of inflammation and poor fluid balance. And so the solution is not drinking gallons and gallons of water every single day. It's consistent hydration throughout the day alongside balanced nutrition, because beauty is not only about what you apply externally with products and makeup, it's also about how supported your internal system feels. And last but not least, let's cover inflammation as a whole, where we're trying to aim towards a more anti-inflammatory lifestyle, because at the center of this all is one common theme: inflammation. Not just inflammation for food, but inflammation from lifestyle overload, where there's poor sleep on top of chronic stress, on top of overtraining, on top of constant stimulation and emotional exhaustion. All of these increase inflammation activity, and inflammation changes your appearance. This is why anti-inflammatory living is less about buying these trendy wellness powders and drinks and supplements, and more about building a lifestyle that your body can actually recover in. This means prioritizing good quality sleep, going outside and actually getting sunlight, reducing overstimulation, eating consistently, managing your stress, moving your body without punishing it, and allowing genuine recovery time. And honestly, this is where the internet often gets things wrong. People want one dramatic fix. Like there is one magic tool or one magic supplement that they can take and everything is fixed, but the body already knows how to recover itself when you give it the environment to do so, and it usually responds best to these small repeated signals of safety. Things like calmer evenings, slower mornings, less emotional stress, which can mean better boundaries, and simply having more time to recover. These habits may seem quote-unquote boring in comparison to a magic pill, but biologically, these are incredibly powerful, because when the nervous system feels safe, the body stops acting like it's constantly under a threat. And when that happens, you will start to notice how there is less inflammation, your facial tension will soften, there is less puffiness, your skin recovers faster, and your energy just stabilizes. So when people say you look healthy lately, a lot of the time what they're actually seeing is a more regulated nervous system, not just better skincare. And so all in all, is cortisol face real? Yes, but probably not in the dramatic internet way that people are making it seem. For most people, what they're experiencing is stress-related inflammation, poor recovery, fluid retention, and an overloaded nervous system. And honestly, that should feel empowering, not scary, because it means that your body is responding to how you live, and that also means your body can recover. You do not need to panic every time your face looks slightly different. There's a pimple on your face looks slightly puffier, your complexion is looking a little more dull. And as a result, you get hyper fixated on this need to turn wellness into another source of stress. The real glow up is usually much less extreme than what the internet makes it look. It's sleeping properly, it's managing your stress properly, eating enough nutrients, balancing movement with recovery, and just calming your nervous system consistently, because when your body starts feeling safe again, your face will reflect it naturally. And honestly, that's probably the biggest beauty secret nobody really talks about enough, because there's no product to be sold. But the impact of it is real regardless. And so I hope that this video was able to help you some way, somehow. I hope to see you in our next glow up video. And in the meantime, as always, stay hot. Bye!